Alright, welcome back, Ray. We had a bit of a problem with our computer just then. It's gone down. I've not used this computer technique before, so I'm new to something as well, mate. Maybe you can teach me. Alright, now what we've got here, we're going back to our wood drill bits, right? Now I'm going to show you something here. When you drill a hole, you'll be very careful of the angle, right? Because when you're fitting a part that has to go through a hole, it needs to come out on the other side at the same point where you've marked it on this side, right? There's no point. Otherwise you'll get a deck fitting, it'll go through on an angle, it won't sit flat on the deck. And the customer will not be happy. Alright, so I'm going to show you how to drill this hole. First, we're going to set our drill onto drill. A little picture of the drill here. And then we're going to pick speed 2 because we're going through timber, right? That's our faster setting. Alright, now keeping an eye, you can keep your elbow up and that'll give you more control. And then you want to go, keep an eye on the angle of your drill and go straight through. Now I'm going to show you something. Have a look at the back of that. Can you see what's happened? Does it look smooth? Would you be happy if that was the other side of your bathroom wall? No, okay. What's happened there is there's been no resistance on the back of the timber to stop that from blowing out at the back of that hole. Can you think of something we could do to support that so it doesn't blow out the back? What we do is we put something behind it, okay? When we've got something behind it and we press down on there, we're supporting the back of the hole, right? And you can use less force on the drill as well, and that'll allow it to cut through the timber instead of just being forced to push through the timber. All right, so we'll try again. Let's see if we made a difference. What do you think of that? Perfect. Now come around and have a go, Ray. We'll put it across to your side of the bench, all right? Now, here's your backing piece, here's your timber, and here's your drill. Now first try off the side of the drill. You're going to need to support that with your other hand. Yep, not too close to the drill bit though. Alright, straighten it up. Remember, keep your elbow up. That's right. And you want to look straight down. It's want to go in a straight line from here, vertically, straight down into your timber. There we go. Oop. Yeah, you've nearly done it there. More control. You need to push a little bit less on the drill. That's right, yep. Yep, perfect. Alright, let the drill bit do the work. That's really well done. Now, what's happened there? It hasn't been supported, has it? So let's try it again supported and see what happens. Beautiful. Now, what have we learned? Yeah, good. Right. No, straighten up. That's good. Now see what you've done there? That lifted up then and made a mess. Do you know what happened there? Yeah. No, stop. You want to bring this hand closer to where you're supporting it. So you're putting downward pressure with your support hand. Bring it back towards you. You want the battery underneath your elbow. That's it. Perfect. That's exactly what we want. Gives us a clean surface for putting our deck pieces down. Another thing that'll happen when you bust out the back, you won't get a flat surface. If you're going for a bond, timber on timber, or if you're putting a deck fitting down, you're going to have a gap underneath it. You won't get it to sit down flush. Excuse me. Then you'll end up having to sand that or chisel it off, and it's more work. You don't want to be doing more work. It makes a mess as well. Alright, so we've got through that. Now I want to talk to you about the difference between a clearance hole and a pilot hole. Have you heard those two terms before?
No.
Alright, well, imagine the word clearance. What does that indicate to you?
See what to it?
There's a clearance hole because it's got clearance, it's got enough room in the hole for the screw to go straight through without touching the sides. Alright, can you think of why we'd like to do that? Because when you screw two things together, you're pulling one of those parts towards the other part. So the piece that the screw's going through first, the screw doesn't need to grab onto that piece. It's only the top of the screw that's pulling it towards the other piece. Those threads are only for the second part that you're screwing into. Right, so I'll show you what happens with that. Alright, we'll change this drill bit out. We'll get a screw out of here, right? Now, oh, that's a bit short, that screw. Let's see if we've got a longer one over here. Okay, perfect. Now, to find out if that screw is going to line up with this clearance hole, we can hold it across like that. Can you see those threads through there?
No.
No, that shows us that the drill bit's bigger than the thread on the screw, so that's exactly what we want. When we've got our pilot hole, you can see the threads behind it now. That means it's going to have enough. After we drilled the hole, those threads are going to have enough to bite into. It's going to follow the shape of that hole when you screw it in, but there's going to be enough meat left on there for those threads to bind on and grab. Alright? Now, when we're attaching two pieces of wood together, two pieces of anything, the first thing we do to make sure that this piece stays exactly where it was when we first put it there, we put the pilot hole in. Our pilot hole goes straight through both pieces, right? Now it's not going to matter if we drill into the second piece because the hole is still small enough for the screw to grab, right? So this is just to line things up, that's all it does, alright? So straight through both pieces. Then what you want to do is you want to get your clearance hole. Now a clearance hole is only for the piece on top. That's to make that nice gap around it for the screw to slide through nice and easily, right? Again, support on the edge there and make sure you've got something behind it so you don't blow it out. Right, now that screw should pass straight through that hole without grabbing. That's what we want, right? So then you can line your pieces up again, and that screw with this driver should be able to join those pieces straight together like that. You've got a nice join there, nothing sticking out from that other piece. Let have a look. There's no gap there. Now if we had it blown out the back of it without supporting it, we'd have a gap behind it there, and we'd have to fill it up with glue or do some repairs. Now, I'm just going to get you to repeat the process that I've just done there. Alright. So, I'll pass you that. That's the drill. Don't use it yet. We need that pilot hole first. Okay. Can you show me how you will put that on slow so you don't hurt yourself? And then can you show me how you would take that drill bit out of the chuck? Yeah, not towards yourself. Always turn your drill away, finger off the trigger at all times. Okay. Yep, it's loosening up. Good job. And that'll be enough. And then you just, yep, perfect. And we'll just swap it out for your pilot bit. Are you noticing something going wrong there? Winding your chuck backwards. So it's just getting bigger. Got the right idea, we're just going the wrong way. And make sure when you do this up, you don't go onto where the cutting blades are. Keep it straight, Ray. Yep, try again. Loosen it up a little bit. Yep, hold it in the middle and try tighten it up again. That's right. Now you don't want to go out past where these cutting blades are. That's a weak spot, right? That weak spot, because it's got a cut in it, that's got a tendency to shear if you go off angle. All right, so we've got it going forwards. Check your side there. We're going forwards. That's right. And gearbox on top. Want to go on speed number 2, please. All right, now check your torque setting. Is it pointing to the little picture of the drill? No, go the other way. That's the hammer. Yep, that's the drill. Right there, perfect. Now, you've got your very own piece of timber here. I'll get you to put a pilot hole through both those pieces at the same time. Remember, support it, keep it flat, angle straight up, keep an eye on this angle. Yep, you don't want that coming too far out away from you. Yep, keep control. Oh, you've let go a bit there. Stop you, Ray. Stop. I'll stop you there. Now, what's happened here is you've let that come away. You haven't kept the pressure on that board. So what we'll do is we'll put some pressure on there and we'll back it up slowly, please. Yep. All right. Now, it's made a bit of a mess on the back there again because it didn't have that backing behind it, right? Make sure there's nothing on the top there. Try again with support on that piece of timber. And just watch your angle there. Yep. Bring this around a bit more. Yep. Perfect. All right, now what you've done there, you've had your hand pretty close to where that drill bit was, right? Next time you do that, make sure you've got a good couple of inches between where your hand is and where the drill bit's going to go. Even if you've got to turn the thing around or come around to the other side to make your approach from somewhere safer. All right, what do we do next? Not the screw yet. We need our clearance hole, right? I'll get you to put that clearance hole bit in there. Just pop it down here. Take your other drill bit out. Perfect. Going the right way. Awesome. Oh, now what we've got here, see that, Ray? You've come out past the shank there. You've come out onto the cut there. Now that's where we're going to have a weak spot. That drill could break. If you're borrowing somebody else's drill bit, they're very expensive and they come in sets. People don't want to buy individual sets of drill, right? So we'll just try that again. There we go. That's where you want it. Alrighty, now let's go through that pilot hole again. Not on this though, we'll just come away from the job. Yep. Straight to, you've missed your pressure on there again. Right, so what we'll do, we'll go through that second one. This time, put some pressure on there, Ray. Make sure that it's held down solidly. No, you're on backwards there. Just click it through. Perfect. Alright, now let's have a look at that. Nice, clean on both sides, perfect. What we'll do, we'll line that back up where our screw hole was. We'll check. Grab a screw out of the box for me, Ray. Just make sure it passes through that hole. Awesome. Righto, line it up with the hole underneath. Yep. And then we'll get our impact driver. Make sure it's on forwards. Yep. Now make sure you locate it in the screw before you pull the trigger and lightly pull the trigger to start with. Yep. No, you want to line it up straight. If you don't go straight up and down, it's going to jump out of the screw. And you want to put some pressure behind this so it stays located in the back of that screw. Okay, that wasn't enough pressure. When you do that, it'll shred the top of the screw there. And it can also damage your bit. Yep, you're going too far there. All right, let's have a look at that. Now, something see that's going right there. We'll try again on another piece, right? This is where those settings come in handy on the back here. You can actually turn that down to make it less aggressive. So now we're on 1, and that shouldn't pull through quite as hard. All right, we'll give you another piece of timber. You can try that pilot hole here. Okay, there's your pilot hole drill bit, if you could put that in for me. Just clear everything you don't need out of your work area. Makes it safer. Yeah, that's good. All right, make sure we're on forwards. Make sure that that's on drill again. And we want speed number 2. All right, there you go. And just remember your angles and your support. Yep, and your speed. Lovely. Right. Now we'll make that clearance hole in the top piece of timber there. You want to take that clearance hole piece out of there. All right. Here's your clearance. Now what we'd normally do is we'd have a second piece of timber somewhere that we can just use to drill through so we don't mess up our original job, all right? So we're gonna replicate that here. When you do your clearance hole, bring it over to this piece and support it. Yep. In the hole. Yep. Right through. Yeah, well done. Now we're just gonna inspect it. There's no damage to that. We'll get our screw. Move the drill out of the way because we're not needing it. Replace it with, what's this one? What's this one called? Ratchet? Impact driver. Alright. Yep, and just select number 1 on there. Beautiful. And support, make sure you're holding it down. Some force behind the screw there. Yeah, that's good. See how it stopped before it pulled through? Nice flush finish on that, and there's no gaps behind it. Alright. Well done. Alright. We're going to get onto our next topic now. We're going to look at spade bits. Now spade bits are another kind of drill bit. They've got a funny name. Spade. Can you imagine why they're called that? Because they look like a spade. Yeah. Right? Easy to remember. Can you think of why we might need to use something like that?
Big hole.
A big hole. Now see, these ones will generally only get to about 1/2 inch or 12 mil in size. Anything bigger than that, it's not going to fit into your drill. Right, so what they've invented is these spade bits where the shank is the same size, but the end of the drill bit uses 2 chisel sort of blades to cut instead of drill down. That way you can make a bigger hole with less force. You get a lot of friction with the drill bits too as they get bigger. They tend to not want to pull all that sawdust out of the hole. But these ones are really good for making a big hole without too much fuss. So we'll get one of those out and we'll have a look. We're going to go for a 25 mil. Nice big hole. Alright. you like to have a go at popping that one in. I'll just mention one thing as well. If you look on the end of this drill bit, it's got a hexagonal shank on there with a little groove around it. Where have you seen that before? We've seen that on our impact driver bits. So that's actually made to fit into an impact driver as well as fit into a drill. So we'll have a go with the impact driver. And if you look there, we've got that select button again. If we can put that onto drill mode, that means it's not going to sit there and rattle like it did before with the screw. Right, now we've got this piece here, and we'll just show you what it does. All right. Remember, again, you want to use that point locator. If you've marked where you want the center of your hole to be, that goes straight in the center of your hole. Very important that we've got that downward pressure. Now, when it gets to this point here, there's a big possibility that if you're pushing too hard and not hanging on, that's going to grab, because these 2 points are going to hit that timber and it's going to want to grab. So you want to hang on tight and you want to go slow. These bits always go slow, right? Now, watch this. You can see the outline there where it's just started to go. Unfortunately, it's just decided not to keep going there. We'll just pause the video for a bit. We'll go check this battery, pop it in there, and we'll get a new battery. We'll try it again with a drill. Alright? Okay. Right, yep, we'll put this drill over here, swap it over. Alright, now let's have another go at that hole. Now the first thing I'm going to do is I'll show you again what I showed you before when we go through the unsupported piece of timber and what that looks like. Right. Yeah. Horrible, isn't it? Right. Now what we can do with a spade bit, because that central part there digs in deeper than the surrounding area, we can go halfway through and we can flip it over and go the last bit through from the other side. So we'll have a look at what happens when we do that. Okay, now we're going to stop. Got that hole coming through the other side there. We'll turn it around, keep it supported again. A nice clean hole on both sides will be much better, isn't it? Yeah. Alright, and then the other way is the supported. So again, you've got your backing block. You can go through. Again, you've got that clean hole on both sides with the support behind it. So something really important to remember, every time you drill a hole, try and have something behind it if you're worried about it. Okay. We'll just deal with that, we'll give you a go of that and we'll come back in a second.